E3 Day 1 is in the bag, and we carried it all the way back to our lovely Airbnb after a long day on the show floor. It was full of demos, it was full of people, a couple of water bottles, some bathroom breaks, a few appointments, and a lot of Nintendo titles.
You know what the best part was, Zach? The treehouse. I went back and watched everything because you went to play more stuff. As soon as Nintendo was done, I was gone.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Gabe's E3 was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, but it was an amazing hour and a half.
The best hour and a half. We had the first appointment of the day with Nintendo, which was awesome, and we got to see everything. And surprisingly, they let us record so darn much. They really were supporting us, I guess, better than ever by letting us capture footage of Luigi's Mansion 3, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Zelda Link's Awakening, Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games.
A little bit of Pokemon. It's not direct feed, but we got footage of it, and we got to see you struggle through a boss. I mean, not a boss fight. Sorry, a gym battle.
It was by design.
Yeah. Yes, we did plan that out. Just to
Wondrous Wooloo had to be big.
Yeah.
We saw that someone else had that same idea as well. And they already posted it. But you'll get to see our Pokemon footage in a little bit. And you'll get to see a lot more footage. We already have Link's Awakening up and Luigi's Mansion. But we got tons more planned for you. Right now what we want to do, though, is our Day 1 recap. We got to play a ton of stuff. Kind of give you our thoughts, our take, and how things were at the show. Let us know what you thought of Day 1 in the comments down below. Anything specific you think we should go and find on the show floor? Let us know. We'd love to hear it. Hit that like button if you're enjoying E3 thus far. Gabe, we started off with Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay, is that where we're starting here?
That is where we're starting. That's what they said. What do you want to play? They gave us the list. We opened the big book. It was like Dora the Explorer. It was like the yellow tree, blueberry fields, Boots' house, and we went Pokemon Sword and Shield.
The prettiest game on Switch. That game is gorgeous.
You think?
What was prettier?
The prettiest game on Switch.
We saw demos.
Cute Link is pretty.
This is prettier. Yeah, just graphically, I'm like super impressed with the art. So I had the same effect that Let's Go had, where I knew that like, yeah, it looks cool. I like the art style for the most part, but then just seeing it in person, like, and having that like visualization like right in front of you, it just looks so much better than the trailers, in my opinion.
It's a fantastic combo of the Let's Go more Pixar-esque art style and what you've come to know and expect from the 3DS titles. It feels like those are merged perfectly. It did look really darn good. The demo that they had prepared for us was a gym battle. Nessa, the new trainer, who looks like she's straight out of Avatar.
She's amazing.
Very cool
She's
looking.
Amazing.
Very awesome. And this was our opportunity to check out battles, check out Dynamaxing, check out a gym, and check out the challenges that are now part of these gyms, because this water gym had water pipes just spewing everywhere. No Marios coming out, no Goombas, but a ton of water.
It was a basic little puzzle, right? You hit a
a
color valve to shut it off to open up a path. Like we've seen stuff like this in Pokemon before. Zach got stuck for a little bit. I had to help him out.
I like that it was a little bit more. Not complex is probably too much of a word, but it's a little more thought-provoking than maybe you would initially expect.
Yeah.
We got to fight a few trainers. I really like the UI. I think it's a subtle switch, but the way that they've cleaned everything up and made it very, like, it just feels very modern.
Yeah, it's incredibly clean, and people started, pointing that out right when the Direct happened last week. Like, there was a screenshot of the UI. We didn't get to see it in action too much, but as soon as that got revealed, they're like, oh man, like, this looks, like, super clean. Like, they've really, like, cleaned it up, and you get to, like, see everything exactly what it is. We didn't get to mess with items. That's the one thing that was missing from the UI.
No items, no menu screen. We weren't able to pause or really go in there, so it was just switch up your Pokemon. They actually fast-forwarded the progress of not only our Pokemon, but the trainers and the gym leaders' Pokemon. Everyone was just at level 50, I guess, for equalization and to get kind of maybe speed things up. But they did load our party with Scorbunny, Grookey, Sobble, Corviknight. We had
Wool.
Wooloo.
What I call him?
Wool. I mean, he does have wool on him.
Wooloo, sorry.
And we did have Yamper, who is the
Jake.
No. Yamper is the Lightning Corgi.
Oh, yeah.
Impidimp is the new best Pokemon of all.
That's Jake.
Impidimp is my new favorite Pokemon. Can't wait to see if he has evolutions, who he turns into. That guy is great. We got to compete against him. Eventually, we got to face Nessa and her Dreadnought, and we Dynamax Wooloo. The Dynamaxing animation, it is better than I thought. Like, the cinematic nature and kind of the explosive stylings of how that open-air stadium was, with, like, the people in the crowds, and just, like, that Pokeball animation when they expand the Pokeball and throw it to get your Dynamax. When Wooloo died as a Dynamax Pokemon, basically exploded in nothing.
Yeah.
That's where the wool came off.
The presentation of the gym battle was, like, awesome. I told you, like, hey, like, I know this is a super small thing, but just seeing the stands filled with people for the first time ever. We've seen people in the stands.
It's got, like, a real esports look.
Yeah. ESPN could have ran by the screen, and I was like, oh, where's LeBron? Like maybe LeBron was watching
LeBron
this.
doesn't play Pokemon.
You don't know that.
He's definitely not a trainer.
He's in Galar.
But they like walked to the center
Yeah,
of the
it was
arena. They
cool.
faced each other.
Yeah.
They were ready to duke it out.
Yeah.
It felt good. I liked how when you got the badge, it was like part of this
Yes,
pie piece of some circular puzzle. It went by pretty quickly. We weren't able to get any of the wild areas. Unfortunately, that's what I was really hoping to see.
I wanted to try a raid.
Yeah, that would have been cool
That's
as well.
what I wanted.
There's still plenty of time and plenty of months, but the good news is like Pokemon is shaping up super well. I'm very excited. I think the direction stylistically of all the new generators that we've seen is really awesome. So, some gens I feel like, okay, this is pretty cool, and some I'm less into. This one I think they're really just nailing it.
Okay, obviously it's by design, so the question like answers itself. Excuse me, but the fact that they're revealing so few of them, right? Like, do you think that we go into the game just like not knowing too much more than what we do?
I mean, I think that they probably do go over the evolutions of Scorbunny, Salmon.
You think we see those?
I think they do by the end. I think there's probably another Pokemon Direct, some other presentation to get ready for launch. Maybe there are a few new things to talk about. Maybe establish the story a little bit more, and then kind of go into who you're picking, and maybe even dive deeper into the rest of the Gen 8 roster. I don't think it gets too extensive, but I hope it stays this way.
Did you catch that? They said that you cannot have a full Pokedex in this game. That other regions, like there's some Pokemon that just are not here.
Oh, yeah. You can't have a complete 8 gen.
They said that was going to be like really excessive. I like that.
They also announced that Mew is what you get in the Pokeball again.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of waiting for something different or someone different,
I'm fine
but
with it, yeah.
We'll take it. It's hard to argue that game has exceeded all of our initial expectations. It has 180'd our fears and worries. It's shaping to be phenomenal. It still is Pokemon. We didn't really get to dive into the stuff that makes it new, right? Rotating the camera, that was not possible in the gym. We didn't get to do any of the wild areas, none of the raids, as you mentioned, but it still was a super fun time. I will note, Dynamaxing, to me, is going to be much more of a presentational bonus. Gameplay-wise, it's kind of...
I don't know. There's some strategy that goes to it. Obviously, don't Dynamax Wooloo when you...
Well, and it can be done not all the time, right? It's only in certain scenarios. So I don't know. To me, it seems like it is much more of a, hey, let's really make these seem, as you were saying, like cinematic esports style battles.
How do you feel about the fact that they like made reference to this just replacing Mega Evolutions?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, we'll have to see. There's still a lot to divulge, I'm sure, with that game, but it's A so far.
Yeah.
We moved then on to Luigi's Mansion 3, which...
Game of the show.
Could be. For me, it was the game of the Direct. I thought it was my favorite thing I saw in the Direct because the hotel is so magnificent, and it definitely lived up to that when we got to play. The sort of Knights in Shining Armor section of the hotel that we played in was very cool, and the winner chicken dinner of the whole demo was definitely Luigi. Getting to split Luigi into two and solve puzzles that way is awesome, and I, for one, am going to do that solo.
Yeah.
I'm not doing co-op with that, because it is fun to get to like switch back and forth, and I have to mentally think of like, there was one vertical room where we got to keep Luigi up top and bring Luigi down below.
You know what that reminded me of? A recent addition to the Switch library,
Brothers,
A Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah.
Very similar puzzle elements where you know one of you goes. I'm gonna do it solo as well, but I feel like if you do have someone to play with, it could be fun because the puzzles are like simplistic enough that you're not playing the entire thing co-op or anything like that. There's gonna be multiplayer modes where you can just do a bunch of stuff together, but for the story, primarily you can do it on your own. And Luigi he's a cool dude. You had water on him at some point, Zach. How dare you?
That did not work out so well, but I did use Luigi to shoot one of the plungers at regular Luigi. little bit of mischief in there.
Yeah.
I think that, and I hope that it allows for more complexity in the game by splitting the characters and creating some interesting puzzle scenarios. And it oddly, like...
The vertical puzzle I thought was like cool.
It oddly gave me Captain Toad vibes. I mean, obviously there's been Luigi Mansion well preceding Captain Toad, but it's been a while, and some of those puzzles kind of like, in a way, gave me those vibes. You're not jumping around.
Yeah. You can jump a bit. Yeah, when you press the two buttons.
Oh, the bash. I guess you kind of do like the float in the air. So good point. We got to fight a boss battle, which was interesting. It was simple once you figured it out, but it did take a bit to kind of decipher what you needed to do. Not a lot of people seem to be beating the demo, which is, I guess, a good sign. But it was more due to the time.
Someone in our crew beat him.
Someone in our crew beat him. My younger brother did beat the boss of the demo, which was very cool.
Yeah, asterisk because he saw.
Well, and we chose to explore around and kind of.
Oh, I wanted to point that out. Like, and we know this like about Luigi's Mansion. Like they've had like a lot of exploration before, but this one in particular seems like they have like secret doors and like there's a lot of really cool stuff to discover there. Like that sword that you went up to, the blue one, you could just like. you could like see that there's a path there, but you could have just kept going and just like not even gotten it.
Well, and it was hidden pretty well. Like you had to go into a barrel and
Yeah.
then around another barrel, pull out the door. It was pretty cool.
We have the demo on the channel. Like, go check it out.
Yeah,
if
you can see
want.
the full thing. Two notes that I didn't 100% like. One, it's still a ways off. They don't even have a date announced. But to me, the intro cinematic was much more Mario plus Rabbids graphics than Mario Odyssey.
I don't mind it. We're not going to see a lot of them.
I know, but I just wish everything looked as clean as Mario Odyssey. It's such a beautiful rendition of the Mario Brothers. And the second thing would be that poltergeist is still slightly tricky to move and aim. It's a little bit tricky.
Yeah,
And everyone I talked to echoed those
in
sentiments.
particular, the plunger, right? Like,
Yeah.
people had issues with the plunger in particular, so.
Just kind of getting into alignment. And they do have a nice little
The reticle that
shadow or outline of it that kind of pops up. But it's a small complaint for an otherwise very creative game that seems like it's going to be very, very fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be way bigger than we thought. I mean, we hoped it was in a hotel.
We predicted the hotel.
Yeah, like the hotel, like a lot of people predicted it, to be fair. But having that be it and then still seeing the variety in the environments. Like not necessarily in the demo, but just from the stuff that we've seen like outside of that for like but the direct and other things. It looks like it's going to have some awesome variety, and I can't wait to try that multiplayer. I hope we get a
1 to 8 players.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
For that scare scraper mode. I'm curious to see how much variety there is within that and how deep it ends up going. I wonder if there's any crossover. Like, do you think there's any like items or things that maybe transfer over from mode to mode, or do you think they kind of keep that separate?
I think they keep it separate. It's Nintendo. They don't do that often. And not to say that they can't, just because they normally don't, but yeah, no, that's not something I would even give a second thought to. I think it's just completely independent.
We interrupt our schedule of demos to discuss an important update that was made during the Treehouse today to a big Nintendo game that's coming out very soon, Super Mario Maker 2. They announced that they're going to be bringing online multiplayer with friends in a future update.
I have a question. Do you think this is the plan all along?
Or is it just reactionary?
No. I think this is the plan all along. I think they wanted people to have the reaction that they had, and then they wanted to come back and be good guy Nintendo.
I think it could be a reaction because to me, like if it was going to be a future update, then you just get out and say like, hey, we'll be adding online.
No, but I'm saying I think they are thinking a step ahead of us. I think they wanted the bad reaction just because they know that the game's still cool, and then they wanted to be good guy Nintendo.
No, because this isn't like a PR blast.
It's at the Treehouse. I mean,
yeah, but the audience that watches that versus the audience that witness the backlash to no online with friends.
I mean, you could be right. I mean, that doesn't matter.
What matters is that they're adding in eventually.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a timetable yet or a release date. I'm sure it'll be free, but that's really good news. And for whatever you thought about the initial situation, it does show that Nintendo is listening and trying to learn. They may be slow learners.
Does that mean that they're announcing Pikmin tomorrow?
No, they're not that quick of learners.
Oh, okay.
They're still coming along.
All right, keep going.
You're gonna make me have a breakdown here.
No breakdowns.
This is 3 years of Switch with no Pikmin at E3. We moved on to Zelda: Link's Awakening, which is the cutest game maybe to grace the Switch. And we got to play through about 15 minutes of the game, intro segment, get as far as you can. We tried to race through to get to a dungeon. Didn't quite make it, but we got real close.
You know what's interesting about this game? And I said this to the person showing us the demo. I said, I don't remember this like I thought I did. Like I remember like broad strokes, but as far as like you asked me like, oh, where am I going? I'm like, dude, like I don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's good.
I mean, it's been so long, and my memory is not the best. And I thought that this was going to be something that I could like breeze through easily. It's not going to be, clearly, because I didn't remember some of the stuff from the demo. So that was really good to see, and it was also interesting to see your perspective because you've never played this before.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's very fun. I'm excited to play through the adventure. I mean, they haven't technically announced, but the price point,
it's $60.
It's got to be $60, and that.
But the dungeon stuff, like
the dungeon builder does look really cool. Although
it's still a long game.
So the depth of that is just. I'm interested to see what it's like because you're basically collecting pieces, rooms, that then you can put together to form kind of your own, make your own dungeon and then navigate through to collect items and rewards. So we'll have to see how deep that is, how rewarding that system is, how much fun it is to go back, or if it's something you only use sparingly. Regardless, it's a little weird that it's $60 still to me.
Doesn't matter. It's a long Zelda experience. It's not a short game. We've had these conversations. And who's to say that this is Dungeon Builder is the only new edition?
Like I mean, perhaps there's more, but it is out September 20th.
Sooner than we thought. That's cool.
I don't know if there's much time to talk about anything else until then.
There is a trend, and we'll talk about this now. what is with like other territories getting the coolest of collector's editions? And it's not just for that game. Astral Chain also got a collector's edition that's like super cool. It's just not here. Like it was in Europe. So other territories reaping all the benefits, and we're here just being regular Joe Schmoes. I don't like it. I don't know.
Well, they did announce later in the day that Link's Awakening is getting a deluxe edition in the Americas, but
it's not the Game Boy thing.
It's an art book, so you're getting the art book. You're not getting the Game Boy Steelbook, which is a really cool edition. It's such a nice nostalgia piece to tie back into the original game.
Yeah.
Not sure why it's not here. In the same fashion, Mario Maker 2 gets that cool stylus in other territories. Not here. Is it the end of the world? No. Would it be nice? Yes. If you want to import, Switch is region free.
Yeah. That's a fair point, but importing...
Yeah, it's an annoyance for sure.
Yeah.
They could definitely make me feel better by announcing some Joy-Con or Pro Controllers. They choose not to do that. So, we'll see in the future. It's hard to really talk about Link's Awakening, I think, because...
It was 15 minutes, and that's a game you need to dive into.
Well, and you start in the beginning. It's not like we have to play through a dungeon and have an epic boss encounter. It was much more of just like, you wake up, go find your sword, go find your shield. And
did you get not a presence? Did you get like a feeling about like how weird the game is, right? Because
no, it was for me. It was hard to tell. I mean, it's nice that it is back to sort of like obtuse old school game design as opposed to like hand holding. Like you just start, and you're just like, okay, like
no, it's an old game.
They don't even give you the sword, and you have to kind of navigate your way through.
Yeah.
And then we run into the forest and kind of that early.
Yeah, but even going to the mushroom and then having to go like put it on the little owl to turn it back into the man to get the thing to go to the dungeon. Raccoon. Sorry, the owl is the guide. So, how did I mix up a raccoon and owl? Regardless. They're not similar at all. But
one has fur, one has feathers, one flies, one has rings.
Okay, thanks. This episode brought to you by raccoons and owls.
Animal Planet. So that's Link's Awakening. I would have loved to see the Dungeon Builder, but alas, it's going to be really good. Somehow it ends up being one of 3 Zelda things discussed in the Direct.
Dude, that's crazy.
Which is absolutely insane. From there, we moved on to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which impressed me.
Did it? Because we played it. I didn't know how you felt. We played a co-op, which was fun. You get to...
It was more fun than I expected.
Yeah, you get to have a team of 4 at all times. You have to. And for me, through the treehouse, they showed some really, really cool stuff. Dude, Cyclops isn't playable. At least not as far as I can tell. Like, he's just like an NPC. Same with Beast. Like, that was like really weird. I really hope Cyclops is playable, because if not, I'm going to be like upset. But okay, so what about it impressed you? Because I was like thinking like, oh man, Zach's not gonna like this, because the type of game it has like some pretty decently deep RPG elements.
It's still just inherently fun. I think commanding a squad of 4 heroes is still inherently fun, and I think what they did that won me over was, 1, they overwhelmed you with enough enemies that it didn't feel like it was a cinch to pass through with 4. 2, the ability to swap between characters instantly and then use the synchronized attacks kind of keeps everything in a good flow. And then 3, the variety of the attacks, the moves, the ability to swap out characters at those shield beacon points or whatever was nice. So we got to initially roll with like Venom, Rocket, Groot. We swapped out later, and we got to be Black Panther. We got a little bit of time with Wolverine at the beginning. Mm-hmm. You'll see in the footage that we also have our 4th character was...
We did Venom, we did Groot. Did you already mention that?
Black Panther, Miles Morales.
Yeah, we did Miles Morales, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was cool, and then we got to see some of the progression and upgrade, get new ability.
Yeah, the ISO 8 stuff I wish I could have taken a longer look at, but since it was like a 15-minute
they're all like modifiers and things that you can...
Because you get to build your team, like, if you want to be like super like damage heavy, you're going to, take more damage. You can do more damage, but then you're going to sacrifice having health, and there's stuff that like... there's to play with as far as like the RPG elements go. They were saying that there is a bunch of costumes coming during the Direct. They said that Fantastic Four is coming, something that people have been really, really hoping is in the game. Now it's confirmed. And more X-Men, the Inhumans are coming. We already saw a couple.
There's a season pass that's coming. It's bringing a lot of content this fall. We'll pause on the demo train because Nintendo took us on a very long track to the booth. What did you think of the booth this year? It was done up differently than they've done in a long time, because the last couple of years, save for the Breath of the Wild year, which is just an anomaly, it's a very open booth. And this year the booth is very segmented and very closed off. You can't even see into the ultra cool Luigi's Mansion 3 area unless you are either waiting in line or have a Warp by Pass to bypass some of that line. But even with the Warp by Pass, the Fast Pass that they're providing at E3 this year, it's like a 45-minute wait.
Yeah, the Pokemon like area is awesome.
It's very cool.
They built
got
a
like
gym.
a stadium
Yeah, they built
set
it-
up, and,
yeah.
and all the attendants, the demoists have like trainer gear on from the game.
And for the Luigi's Mansion, like bellhop like outfits, like
Yeah.
it was. I think they always do an amazing job with the booth. I think they have.
It's just sad that you can't see into some of the stuff.
It's sometimes better, a little bit mystique. Get in that line, experience it for
Go
yourself.
wait for 4 hours, and then you get to see our awesome booth. It just felt weird that it was so sectioned, but I guess without a... I mean, they have major games, but it's so easy to let Smash Brothers carry across the entire booth. It's so easy to let Zelda carry across the entire booth. It's so easy to let Mario Odyssey carry across the entire booth. Maybe they just felt like Pokemon, Link's Awakening, Luigi, like none of them were really capable of...
They have some
owning
big,
the booth.
yeah, but they still have some big hitters. All right, so I love the booth. Okay, so let's rank it. Do you think it was better than last year's? I like it better. I think the Pokemon one is like real. Like,
I really like the Odyssey booth in New Donk City. I love that one.
I for some reason didn't like that one as much.
Really?
For me, it's Zelda, then the Pokemon and Luigi's Mansion one now, and then for me, New Dunk was like too open. Like
Zelda is very cool, but the fact that it was just one game, a game.
yeah, no,
to
we're
me,
talking
it's-
about
to
the
me-
booth.
I still think to me it's like Mario Odyssey, Zelda, this one, and then last year's would be the word. The Smash Brothers one is great because we were excited for Smash, but at the end of the day, it was just cases and items.
Yeah.
So this is still very cool. That stadium is just... It's very cool. It makes me very excited for Super Nintendo World, which obviously has a very different aesthetic and style and look, but like just being in a Nintendo World is kind of mesmerizing. So that was super cool.
Okay.
Last game we had to play with Nintendo was Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympic Games. And I'm going to be honest, Noah and I, my brother, played a couple of games. It was very hard to have any real skill
Can I
level
be
of
fair?
mastery.
Can I be fair? Like we were like in a hurry at that point. Like we were just trying to get through it quickly. We wanted to see it. We wanted
Yeah.
to experience a few of the games, and we experienced them like you and Noah did. But I feel like we got to give that one more
Oh,
time.
for sure. Well, and the other thing about that I think is a bit different than what we're used to with, say, like Tennis Aces or Mario Party or things that might fall in sort of that family sports title.
Yeah.
Being made by Sega, there's far more button inputs and far more complexity. Doesn't always lead to more fun, but like it's not as easy to pick up and not as seamless and fluid as when Nintendo does a sports experience.
Watching you guys play made me excited to play. I saw some of the
There's a
other,
lot of games.
Yeah, I mean some of the other sports that were there that we couldn't play. I don't even know if we can mention them, so I won't. But there's some like sports there that can replace other games that we want.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure at the same quality.
No,
level,
of course not. Of course
but,
not.
Yeah. So that was our time at the Nintendo booth, and that was all the stuff we saw there. I think my favorite of the bunch, it's a tough call. My favorite demo was absolutely Luigi's Mansion 3, but I may... Like, Pokemon Sword and Shield is so high up there for excitement. Every Pokemon I see, I like.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing at the gyms, and the presentation is killer. Last year, we talked about how Let's Go was, like, the best realization of a Pokemon world ever. I think with the wild areas, it's going to be even better once again, which is so good. It really does feel like the evolution we've been waiting for, and we didn't even play really the evolutionary parts. So I'm so excited to get my hands on those games. Like, November cannot come soon enough.
Yeah, same here. But before we wrap up, you got to see other things today, and I'm only going to ask you about things that are specific to Switch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all right. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, so I had to play Youngblood and Doom Eternal. Both of them are on PC, so a bit of a different experience. Youngblood is very cool. The co-op nature of that, I think, is going to have a ton of appeal. It's still Wolfenstein very much from the plot and the story, the gore and the intensity, the pace and the shooting, but allowing for these co-op missions is very, very neat. Now, I played in a difficult situation where my co-op partner wasn't the greatest, but we still made it through, beat a boss.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't you. There's an interesting shared life mechanic, but the timer on the revive is so long that as long as you guys are sticking together and playing with competency, it's going to be not easy, but like you'll get through. I mean, and I don't think the goal is to kill you over and over
Yeah,
again.
but you also got to remember you're playing at an E3 demo. Like maybe difficulties like being adjusted. Maybe play on a higher difficulty if you want more difficult experience.
Yeah, I don't think that they adjust the revive system.
No,
But-
but yeah, I mean, who knows?
The
'Cause
enemies
they
did
make
seem
games
a
easier.
little slow, just in terms of their reaction time and whatnot. Very pretty game. I think the two girls are a cool cast, and the upgrade system that you have is very nice. You gain ability points and can put them into one of three categories, acquiring new abilities, modifying sort of your stats via like health and armor upgrades. dual wielding. Like there's some cool stuff that you can grab there. And well, I didn't get to see it in the demo. That more nebulous open structure of mission to mission is going to be really cool. I think that's going to be a great one. And it's out in July. It's not full price. And like that's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you play the whole thing with me. So
it'll be fun.
Be ready.
Yeah, the suits that the girls have are like really cool. I'd like a pyramid head thing.
We got to find BJ.
We do. He's lost.
Yeah.
There was vomit. There was blood, decapitation, Nazis.
It's Wolfenstein.
It really is Wolfenstein. Doom Eternal is Doom. It's cool. There's a really interesting rhythmic is not the word, but I'm tired. Specific things like you're chaining to get shield.
There's like a fluid nature to it.
Well, because now you get shield for certain things, you get health for certain things, you get ammo for certain things, and so it's like a system that you're kind of like, okay, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to roll through. The guns are as impressive as ever. My favorite moment was you have a super shotgun that also has like a grapple hook on it, and you can grapple towards enemies, and then the alt fire is a grapple, the normal fire is a shotgun. That was super cool. It's still chaotic. That one was difficult. That was punishing. There were encounters that were just trashing me. I did beat the demo, luckily, before the end of the time.
Were you playing with a controller?
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt... I could be wrong, but I was, I think, the first person to get through the demo, and I died a handful of times.
Yeah. I'm excited. I love Doom. And you said it's definitely Doom. Good. That's what we want.
I feel like it's been amped up, too, interface-wise, and just overall feel like they've definitely raised the ante. The 2v1 mode is really exciting to me, and I can't wait to get my hands on that and see what that two monsters versus one super soldier is like. That, I think, takes us to the end of the Switch stuff that we saw. We have more to see in future days, and there's some up-in-the-air things. We have some appointments that I'm not sure exactly what we're going to see. Youngblood is on the show floor on Switch.
I want to go try that.
I want to go compare what it was like on
PC.
They
don't allow capture. Or
no, but we can at least bring back impressions and see how it runs, how it looks, and if they're able to port with as much prowess as they did Wolfenstein 2, because that was such a nice job. And see how we feel about motion aiming now, a year or so later.
Oh, I'm still with the motion aiming. I went back and played some Doom recently on Switch with motion aiming. I like it. So yeah, as long as the port stays there, I can't foresee them going much further as far as graphical capabilities, because the Switch is what the Switch is.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting too much from there. Just keep it at 30 and make sure that's stable, and I think we're gonna be good.
It could mean nothing, but in the Direct, I thought it was weird that Doom Eternal didn't have a date.
Could mean nothing.
But weird.
Could mean nothing.
Because it was just announced that.
Yeah, but maybe they finished. I'm saying maybe they finished making the Direct before they announced.
They want to go type something new.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right, overall impressions, overall thoughts of day one. Any standout moments? Luigi was there. We saw Doug Bowser. He walked by.
Oh, Doug Bowser literally rubbed shoulders with me.
You get all the guys: Davide, Doug Bowser.
Yeah, I saw Yves Guillemot. I mispronounced his name. CEO of Ubisoft.
We saw Luigi.
We did see Luigi.
Like the real Luigi.
Yeah. Well,
Charles Martinet.
Yeah, Charles Martinet was there. He was just talking.
Miyamoto was
doing
there.
Voices.
After us.
Yeah, I didn't see Miyamoto. I didn't see Miyamoto.
But I knew where he was based on their Instagram.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
No.
I love Miyamoto.
But we all love Miyamoto.
That time I got to interview him.
It was a fun time.
One of the greatest moments of my life. This was a fun day, and I'm glad that we got to get all the Nintendo action. I think for me, it established that this year's lineup, even without Animal Crossing, still going to be a ton of fun. We have a big summer, and that's something that I think even I forget about, is you look to the fall for gaming, the fall for gaming, the fall for gaming, and it's like, no, well, June, July are packed for Switch, and even then September early, I'm assuming Luigi is going to fall in October. It just makes logical sense. It makes calendar sense, and
they need something for December. I don't know what they're doing, but
I think Banjo may be December. I think that they might book
they booked the character, not a new game, by the way.
No, yeah, I think just like they booked in the Direct Smash, they might use that as a big enough deal to do something in December. Or hey, maybe there's a small project that's coming eShop like Box Boy or something that gets announced at a future Direct.
Yeah, I mean, future Direct, inevitable.
Probably.
Yeah.
Future E3?
Who knows?
Probably. Inevitable. Hey, Intellivision announced they're in a press conference for next E3.
Good luck in television.
Watch out, next gen. So if you want confirmation, it seems like it's going to be there. The booth is really good. The games that are supposed to be good are very good.
Oh, you asked me my standout.
Oh yeah.
I think Luigi's Mansion. I think the scale of that is bigger than I even thought it would be. in the beginning cutscene, there's like a moment where like Luigi's just like looking up at this tower.
It's tall.
It's towering over him, and I kind of feel that's how this adventure's gonna be.
Oh.
I feel like it's just gonna be huge. So yeah, that's really really exciting. I thought the boss battle was like neat.
Oh yeah, it's very cool. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just not a whole lot like that from Nintendo in that specific styling
Yeah.
of like a third-person action adventure type game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously yes, Mario and Zelda are like that, but in this more
Confined.
yeah, like
It's
more
big and
linear,
it's big and confined. Yeah,
Yeah, like-
I know that those contradict each other, but it is linear, big, confined.
It's neat.
Yeah, I wanna say though that I'm very excited for Ultimate Alliance now. It's
Yeah.
not far away, and a couple weeks from now we'll have Mario Maker, so we're gonna have time to kill.
I think just a couple weird notes before we get out of here. Mario Maker getting like a few seconds in the direct, and yet being potentially the biggest game save for Pokemon.
It got the direct.
No, I understand. It's just so funny that that's out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's number 1 or number 2 for the year for Switch, and like it's just gonna like be there
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, which
It's
is
ready.
interesting. I'm very tired. To give a little E3 behind the scenes, we're bussing in from way north, coming into the show. Got to get our badges. Got to go watch the press conference. Got to go back to the convention. Got to get to the demo. Got to send you back to
Zach,
take the capture
I've slept
footage.
like 10 hours in the last 2 days.
Gotta go back. Gotta walk around. Gotta try to find water bottles and food. Like, don't get me wrong. It is so much fun and so rewarding, and we're so lucky to do this. I want to make a special shout out to the 5 or 6 people that stopped me today at E3.
Especially the one that asked for me.
Yeah, shout out to Cisco who was looking for Gabe. Sorry he wasn't able to be there. But you guys make it all worth it. Thank you so much. And while we are tired and while my voice is definitely starting to go, we wanted to bring you a recap and roundup. We'll be back with another recap and roundup every day, and obviously lots more videos and content throughout the week. So stay tuned. Let us know if there's anything specific that we should seek out or you want to see and hear about. Probably some under the radar Switch stuff that we haven't even been able to see just because we've been on the go. And they always say the best way to cover E3 is to not go. So if you guys have anything specific or interesting, let us know in the comments down below. It was fun to take pictures of Luigi. My shoes match Luigi.
Yes. No one needs to know about your shoes right now.
Moment of E3 right there. That was my one shiny moment.
I'm walking around with shoes with an air bubble pop that it hurts.
I'm sorry.
They hurt.
So we gotta. That's why you went back to the hotel. It wasn't to make videos because your foot hurt.
It's still bye.
Until next time, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Hope you're enjoying E3 from myself and Gabe here in Los Angeles. Switch Force out.